height advantage, and Hearns has an 8-inch reach advantage. This is for the NABF Super Middleweight Championship and the newly formed World Boxing Organization Super Middleweight Championship. The NABF sanctioning this fight. You see the rules, and it is being recognized by the newly created WBO, which has been launched, as you might expect, in a world of cynicism. But the result of, as one of its chief officials puts it, the WBA gone bad.
By the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Dr. Elias Ghanem. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Las Vegas Hilton in Las Vegas, Nevada, let's get ready to rumble. 12 rounds for the NABF and WBO Super Middleweight Championship. The referee for this bout is Mills Lane. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the Bronx gold colors and weighs 165 and 1/2 pounds. From the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. His professional record, 45 victories, 38 by KO, only 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, the only man in boxing history ever to win 4 world championships in 4 different divisions, in 4 different battles, the Hitman, Thomas Hearns. And fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing the red trunks with white trim and weighs an even 166 pounds from San Diego, California. His professional record, 43 victories, 30 by KO, only 4 defeats and 2 draws. He currently holds the NABF Super Middleweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, James The Heat Kinchen.
Okay, we've already been through the inflections in the dressing room. Any questions over here? Any questions over here? Let's get it on. Come on.
Let's get it on, the charismatic Mills Lane proclaims, as he always does before a big fight.
Mills Lane in another era would have been a Texas Ranger, right? Either rustling cattle or catching the rustlers. I'm not sure which. He is authoritative. He's strong. He's a very, very good referee. In my book, one of the top in the world.
Thomas Hearns says he won't do any boxing. The days of his jab and move are over. He says he's going to come out for the quick knockout so he doesn't have a repeat of the Iran-Barkley debacle. We shall see. Hearns with vivid flashbacks of his upset defeat to Iran-Barkley right here in this ring, as seen on Showtime.
Kinchen had trouble at the beginning of his career. He was called a Heat, but there was very little heat to him. He waited all till the last rounds to get excited. Now he claims his last 4, 5, 6 fights have all been starting fast. He has no other recourse here because Tommy Hearns is trying to take his head off.
How about fighting just 3 weeks ago? Advantage or disadvantage?
Great disadvantage. Your tissues don't even heal. Your stamina's not back. Great disadvantage. Tommy looks sharp. Tommy looked sharp with Barkley. He looked sharp with Hagler. It's the fact that all of a sudden, late in his career, he's developed a weak chin and weak ribs. Pound his ribs, and all of a sudden his hands come down, and he has a look of frustration on him. But if you let Tommy Hearns punch, you're going bye-bye.
But despite having a fight just 3 weeks ago, as Kinchen puts it, when opportunity knocks, you got to take advantage of the situation. He's been waiting for this moment in time for a long, long while.
Well, the good news is opportunity knocked. The bad news is on the other side of the door is Tommy Hearns in perfect shape. Sometimes you step back from opportunity and say, wait a minute, can I come back a week or 2 from now?
Kinchen has been in the top 10 the past 6 years, but has never had a shot at a world title. He's always been one of those fighters who's been on the fringe. And this is his moment to climb into the limelight and get a lot of attention with a big upset here.
Tommy looks very sharp. He doesn't look very desperate right now. He's just doing what he usually does very well. Boxes good. Here's Kinchen just going all at it. Low blow by Kinchen. Mills is on the other side of him. Didn't see it.
Hearns, as all boxing fans are aware of, extremely explosive. Has that lethal knockout power.
Has a lot of leverage. He's very tall and he uses leverage so well, especially when he drops that right hand. That right hand has landed 2 or 3 times already this round, not with a great deal of effect, but at least it's sort of range finding. He's finding the range with the right hand.
Of course, his stamina and legs a question mark these days. He turned 30 last month, so as we have said before, he'd like to end this one early. He's only 3 defeats to Leonard, Hagler, and Barkley, all 3 by knockout. He is still haunted by those losses.
I think he's only going to be haunted by one of those losses. Barkley, he was beating like a dog. The other 2 were superb fights. Maybe one of the best first rounds I've ever seen in my life was Hagler and Hearns. And the Leonard fight was a classic.
And that is it for the first round. Kinchen comes away with a smile on his face.
Almost a smile of relief, as if saying, well, I did that. I survived that round. What do you know about that? He certainly didn't do anything to write home about. He didn't land any hard punches. He didn't do anything. There's N12 being applied to the eye of Hearns. I didn't see any swelling there, but they're very close, so they must be very cautious.
Emmanuel Stewart, Prentice Bird. Stewart says Kinchen might be a tougher fight than Oba Mejias might have been. He thinks it's an advantage. This might be hype, but he thinks it's an advantage that Kinchen just fought 3 weeks ago. He didn't get hurt after 12 rounds, and he says he was in good condition after the fight.
Well,
he might just try and be trying to make Kinchen overconfident.
That's not only hype, but that's wishful thinking and whistling in the graveyard.
Walk, take everything down. Everything down. Watch your step. Watch your step.
A hush falling over this sellout crowd of the Las Vegas Hilton. Round 2 scheduled for 12 for the NABF Super Middleweight Crown, which is held by James Kinchen, and the winner will also be recognized by the new World Boxing Organization. So if Hearns wins, he'll get an unprecedented 5th world title. There's a snappy left by Hearns and a right by Hearns.
When Hearns is on, he's on. He is a thing of beauty when he's punching hard.
Generally a quick starter, has a whip of a left and a right, especially early.
That right hand that he's been measuring him for in the first round landed. Kinchen just landed a right hand, not hard, but he landed it and laced Mr. Hearns in the bargain. Put his laces all over his face. Not a nice thing to do. Causes some swelling.
Thomas Hearns in the gold, the front gold, one of those rare commodities with one-punch knockout power. A little warning there for Mills Lane.
And Mills said one more, and I'm taking a point. And Hearns said, hey, I just got started, coach. I mean, I only got 1 point ahead. Don't take it all.
Well, he said he was going to come out, throw his boxing skills out the window, and go right at James Kinchen, but I see a lot of boxing out there.
Yep, this looks like the old Tommy Hearns, boxing patiently, waiting for his shot to come, not getting crazy. How often we hear him, oh, nice right hand, and that buckle, Kinchen coming in. I think that right hand is going to be Kinchen's undoing.
Less than a minute 20 remaining, round 2. Kinchen, a smart fighter, always perceived as a very competent, rugged performer, but not quite in the same class with the big guys. But that's what they said about Barkley prior to the win over Hearns, although, as you said, Hearns was ahead until that devastating punch in the 3rd round. Less than a minute remaining, round 2.
Kinchen had a lot of talent when he started. There was something inside of him that didn't come up to heat, to his nickname. He just was too calm about things, but he has a punch. He has a very good punch. Now, a significant thing is he landed a good right hand to the body of Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns readjusted his trunks like saying, well, wait a minute, let me put this up a little bit. He does not like to get hit in the body. And as many fighters said, who do? Now Kinchen starting to work the body and the head of Hearns. The first good offensive action on the part of Kinchen. So far he's been content to catch, bob and weave, make him miss. I think what Kinchen's doing is getting his confidence up. He's saying, hey, here I am with Tommy Hearns, and I'm still fighting, and I'm still doing good, and let's see where we go from here.
Hearns at 6'1", Kinchen 5'9½". And that is it for round 2.
No matter what is said about the experience of fighters, you still get in with a legend, and that's what Tommy Hearns has become, a legend. And you still look across the ring and said, holy cow, I'm in here with this guy. I've been watching him for the last 10 years. You get impressed by it. Ali won more fights off reputation and jive than anybody. And I think Tommy Hearns is in that position. There is so much to the mystique of Tommy Hearns that the Cobra, the hitter, the assassin, you know, I mean, it's impressive to you. So far, Kinchen has acted like a guy that's just happy to have that round end, and he has not launched his attack. Somewhere along in here, he's going to have to start punching with authority to the body, especially of Tommy Hearns.
And Kinchen has great respect for Thomas Hearns, says he does not feel Hearns is on his way out. He said he will enter the ring expecting anything from Mr. Hearns.
Well, I, for one, will miss him when he's gone, because he's giving us an enormous amount of enjoyment. He's had a wonderful career. And he is a truly nice man and a good champion, good example for the public.
He has thrilled the boxing audiences for about 11 years. 2 class acts in the ring here, actually. Both Kinchen
Mills
and
Lane.
Hearns.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Mills Lane.
3 class acts.
Okay. Mills, the district attorney, can arrest you. Kinchen just keeps smiling at Tommy, like saying, see, you didn't hit anything. But you can't win on defense.
Combination by Hearns, but not landing.
No, and Kinchen talking. Kinchen just babbling away.
Kinchen looking very mean in there.
The way Kinchen is turned and the way he is ducking with his head, he's going to get hit with a straight right hand. I mean,
Time for you now. Go on.
There's a first warning to Kinchen.
yeah, he was hitting low. Easier for Kinchen to hit low because of Hearns' trunks way up there.
The famous gold trunks of Thomas Hearns and Kinchen in the red with the white piping.
Front gold. That's what they call them, and that's what they are. Through the years, Emmanuel Stewart's built up a heck of a stable of good fighters, given us a lot of enjoyment, and he has been very steady in boxing, a steadying influence, great influence in the city of Detroit.
From the Motor City. And a little right there by Kinchen that landed, but not that hard.
Nice combination. He's just sort of testing the water to see how deep he can get in before he gets hit back. If he can get in combinations, then he knows Tommy's not firing as fast as he used to. Not an eventful fight right now. Sort of a chess game. I think Tommy has been influenced a great deal by what happened to him with Barkley. He was not all out. He's not letting it all hang out. He's boxing carefully. I think that has to have had a great impression on him. He certainly can't afford another one of those nights.
Less than a minute remaining, round 3. Hearns on the cautious side here in the opening rounds of this championship fight.
And not that Hearns is not winning these rounds. He is piling up the points, but he's not doing any damage. He's not intimidating Kinchen. He is, in fact, allowing Kinchen to feel that he is in this fight and can come on. If I was in Kinchen's corner, I would be turning up the heat this next round.
Wes Swambo will be the man doing the talking in that corner in 22 seconds. Snappy left jab by Hearns, followed by the right.
But Kinchen caught every one of those jabs on a glove, which means Kinchen is fighting a very decent, very nice, respectable defensive fight. Not winning the rounds, but he's not getting hurt.
And round 3 is history. James The Heat Kinchen, the NABF Super Middleweight Champion. His first 17 fights as a light heavyweight has always had problems making 160 pounds. His last 9 fights at 168. He's more comfortable at this weight, but he would like to step back up to light heavyweight.
Wes Wambo is not talking to him in a very calm manner. He's certainly not exhorting him on. There are no bumps or bruises or anything on Kinchen, yet he's been getting punched. And over on Tommy Hearns' corner, he's got end swell put in, and he's got an ice bag on the other side. Although I can't for the life of me see it indicated. I don't see anything on his face that makes it look any different to me. Doesn't look like he needs it.
And round 4 scheduled for 12. Both fighters seem Very lively and sharp. Kinchen's only 4 defeats. James Schuler, Iran Barkley, Juan Roldan, and Larry Musgrove. He's 43-4-2 with 30 knockouts.
As long as we're going to see a jabbing contest, keep your eyes on the gloves of Kinchen. Watch how many of those jabs he blocks. He just blocked out. I mean, that's an art to catch jabs. Trouble is, you start looking at jabs, pretty soon the right hand flashes over from nowhere, and you're out.
That's the second warning, yes.
Come on. Let's go. Come on.
They touch gloves, and Kinchen apologized.
Mills officiates a fight in a very orderly fashion and doesn't like to see it get away from him. Although I must say, this is an extremely clean fight. Very clean fight. I mean, if there are low blows, they're accidental and not intentional, and they're not with a great deal of force.
And a smile on the face of Tommy Hearns. Looks like he's toying with Kinchen here. Throwing machine gun-like combinations, but not landing. That right may have connected. Ooh, a left by Kinchen, and Hearns is down! Thomas Hearns is down here in the 4th round.
That proves that Hearns has no chin left, because those were not hard punches. And Hearns is in trouble. He's wobbling along there. And Kinchen all over him.
With a minute 19 and counting, Tommy Hearns is in trouble here in round 4.
Kinchen better watch out, because Tommy can punch. Tommy in trouble.
Kinchen spelling the finish. Can he polish off Thomas Hearns?
Hearns doesn't know how to hold him. Mills Lane is trying to break them up. Mills having a hard time because Tommy Hearns is holding on for dear life. That could get him disqualified.
They're just hanging on to each other, and Hearns pulling Kinchen back in so he can survive the round.
They're not hanging on to each other. That's Hearns hanging on to Kinchen. Kinchen's trying to get away. Kinchen needs to get away. Look at him. That is a wrestling hold that he's got on Kinchen. Mills could disqualify him.
And the crowd getting on Hearns. And now he hangs on to Mills Lane. He's wobbly. He's in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, but Mills Lane gave him a tremendous advantage. To spend that much time trying to break up fighters is a colossal advantage.
Kinchen just swarming all over Hearns.
Remember, Kinchen just fought 3 weeks ago. There's a lot of stamina problem there. He hurt his hand as well. So he's got to come back. Even if his hand is hurt, he's got to keep on going. Hearns looks like he's recovered his legs.
Yeah, now he's starting to move.
And now he's starting to punch hard.
And he's made it through the round.
Big round for Kinchen. And without the help of Mills Lane, he might not have made it. Now Mills is going over. And he is saying something to each official. I don't know what that is. That's a 10-8 round already anyway.
Thomas Hearns knocked down with about a minute 25 remaining in that 4th round. But he held and held and held, and he survived.
And Mills Lane, because he's a small man, even though he's a powerful man, he's a small man, he could not separate Hearns, who had a death grip on Kinchen's throat. Now, that's got to be some kind of an advantage that can't be permitted. Can't be permitted by a referee. Now, he should be over there warning the other guy.
Well, that big right penetrated and then followed up by the left. And down went Hearns.
I think he said I took a point away from him. If he took a point away, then that was a 10-7 round, and this fight's even.
Round 5, scheduled for 12.
Well, Tommy is back. Look at Tommy. The signals we have gotten, it's at 1 point was deducted. Since it was already a 10-8 round, it became a 10-7 round, and it is now a tie fight, 37-37.
Obvious holding infraction on Thomas Hearns in that 4th round. Holding on for dear life. Could another upset be in the making here on Showtime, even though Kinchen's the NABF champion?
If Kinchen doesn't make it to win here until the end, he will forever be thinking about the time spent trying to get free from Tommy Hearns and Mills Lane in the middle. What a sandwich. Well, that's what you get for being very experienced and very respected. Tommy's a champion. He was respected. He was given an awful lot of respect, and he was experienced enough to hold on, no matter what.
A snappy right by Hearns that landed flush on the face.
Kinchen should be going right to the body. That's where Tommy Hearns can no longer take those punches. I mean, what put Tommy Hearns down wasn't even a hard punch. Wasn't even a rock'em sock'em punch. Kinchen trying too hard to force the action now when he should go back to doing what he was doing well, blocking everything, waiting for his opportunity, and letting it land, because Tommy was in a whole heap of trouble, and you don't recover so easily from that.
He must have been thinking, not again.
Here comes Tommy's right hand. He's turned, ready to throw it, and does it. Look at this. What kind of fighting is that? That's called a swimmer overhand style.
Less than a minute remaining, round 5.
Tommy back, just trying to get himself together. He's not trying to knock out Kinchen. He's not trying to do anything except get himself together this round and resume his winning ways.
Hearns looking confident in that flurry.
Come on, says Kinchen, that's nothing. Kinchen keeps talking to him. He's a talkative guy.
It'd save you some work afterwards. He could interview himself.
Yeah.
Final seconds, round 5.
Interesting round to judge. Kinchen chasing, aggressive. Hearns good in fighting in retreat, getting his punches in. Almost an even round. Interesting round to judge.
Nice defensive round for James Kinchen. Just blocking most of those Thomas Hearns punches. Hearns looking tired.
Keep moving and letting the juices flow.
There's a devilish right by Hearns.
And the smile immediately by Kinchen. Look at them working on Tommy Hearns. He is breathing heavily from his mouth. All of a sudden, they've forgotten the end swell. All of a sudden, they've forgotten the ice bag, and now it's survival time. He's taking gigantic breaths right now. Gas, you might even call them. Whereas at Kinchen corner, they look like... Does that possibly be right, Kinchen corner?
Very good.
Yes. In the Heat's corner, they seem to be talking quietly about the possibilities of winning this fight.
Round 6. Lunging right by Kinchen. He's wobbled is Thomas Hearns. His knees buckled just a bit. An overhand right by Kinchen. They're right above us. Hearns trying to punch his way off the ropes.
Hearns buckled and got in trouble, but caught himself and fought off a determined Kinchen. Kinchen just trying patiently to wait for that shot. Kinchen knows one shot can do it now. He's not crazy. He knows he can do it. And Hearns knows it too, so Hearns triggers off 4, 5, 6 punches to try to keep Hearns off, to try to keep Kinchen off.
James Kinchen on the edge is bobbing and weaving and waiting for the moment.
Kinchen cannot afford to get careless now because he can get carried out of here just as easily. Remember, this is the Hitman. This is Hearns. He can put you out with one shot, but this is a new Hearns. This is Hearns who can't take a punch. So another warning. As if he didn't have enough trouble, Mills Lane is patrolling the area, not letting him go. Look at that.
Kinchen stalking Hearns.
How one round can even up things is amazing in boxing. He was on his way to getting shellacked, and all of a sudden, it's Tommy. Oh, nice right hand. Hearns again buckled. Holding on. When you see Hearns grab him by the back of the head and hold on, it's that his legs are weak.
Kinchen, who knocked Hearns down with a right hand in the 4th, has had Hearns buckled a couple of times here in the 6th.
wouldn't say he's reeling around, but his legs are not steady. Hearns is not on steady legs, and he doesn't seem sure of himself at this moment.
And he's fighting most of this fight backing up. Less than a minute remaining, round 6.
Kinchen, on the other hand, looks like a guy that's waiting for Santa Claus. He's ready for Christmas. One good shot, and he's going to open his presents. He's not excited, Kinchen. He's taking his time. Of course, that has been his drawback. He can never get excited. He just fights his same fight. On this evening, it has suited his purposes.
Kinchen just very consistent, very steady. Low blow there by Kinchen. Mills Lane, it was out of his view. The crowd saw it on that side. Less than 5 seconds, round 6. Thomas Hearns. Coming up later here on Showtime, it'll be the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship with Matthew Hilton defending against Robert Bam Bam Hearns. Many of the folks here, the experts, feel that this will be the most competitive of this triple-header championship card. Round 7. It is scheduled for 12. The NABF Super Middleweight Championship. James Kinchen won that title just 3 weeks ago in Lake Tahoe. And now he's a substitute for Obel Mejias for this fight against Tommy Hearns, and he has had the upper hand.
And I will bet you as we go into round 7 that there were precious few people who thought they'd be sitting here at this time watching Kinchen ahead and dictating the pace of the fight and chasing Tommy Hearns, while Tommy Hearns waits for his legs to return from their vacation.
Hearns not able to accomplish what he set out to do, come out almost kamikaze style and abandon boxing and jabbing and just go right at the body of Kinchen. He decided to box, and Kinchen has controlled the tempo.
We just saw Kinchen go right to the area we referred to, the ribs. When he has them in the corner, he can't get to the head. He's so tall, and he's got those long arms, but he can get right to those ribs, and he put in a good right hand under the heart. That's pay dirt. That's what's going to get it for James Kinchen if he is going to do it. Those body shots weaken Thomas Hearns. Hearns, on the other hand, has that devastating punching power. Boy, that was the right hand I spoke about early in the round, and that landed, and it was right where Tommy wanted it, and he threw it as hard as he could and didn't do anything to James Kinchen.
Kinchen going for his 7th straight win. Maybe Emmanuel Stewart was very accurate, pointing out that Kinchen, having just fought 3 weeks ago, the sharper of the two.
He's certainly sharper tonight. It never works out that way, but it is tonight. Hearns waiting for that 1-2, waiting to drop that right hand. Ooh, see his legs? I mean, he's just, the legs aren't there. They're not the same legs of a man that's in full command.
He almost tripped over his own feet.
Well, he's tripping over the canvas stitches here. Any little thing causes him to lose balance.
It has been a rugged night to this point for Thomas Hearns. Decked in the 4th round. We are now in the 7th.
Seriously decked in a round, gave him a 10-8 round, and then Mills Lane took off a point, making it a 10-7 round, thereby drawing the fight even. And now Kinchen dictating the action and coming forward. It's a judge's choice. Some people like Kinchen doing that. Some people like the way that Tommy's fighting in retreat. I personally like Kinchen's style right now, and I have him ahead by a slight margin. It's a very, very close fight right now.
As we approach 10 seconds remaining, round 7. The chance of Tommy ring out. Oh, as Kinchen went to the body at the bell.
Low blow right at the bell. Can't feel good, but you got 1 minute to get over it.
During that last round, a shot of Thomas Hearns' mother praying.
I think there was a lot of company for her here. A lot of people are praying, many for different motives, but he is an overwhelming favorite here. No question about it. Everybody loves Tommy Hearns, and we are in Vegas. It would be incorrect not to surmise that a gargantuan sum of money is riding on Tommy Hearns, and it looks like it's going out the window. We don't know that for sure because this is a very close fight.
James Kinchen in command as we get ready for round 8. Kinchen in the red, Hearns in the gold. Kinchen, the NABF Super Middleweight Champ, but the winner of tonight's fight will also be recognized by the newly created World Boxing Organization, which is an outgrowth of the WBA.
Which is an outgrowth of, which is an outgrowth of.
This is a family show.
They keep separating like amoeba, reproducing right before your eyes. You now have so many, there's not enough. They're going to start putting numbers. There's not enough letters in the alphabet now.
Running out. The WBO says they are a result of the WBA gone bad.
Well, that's an original thought.
Not bad.
And in the meantime, Tommy Hearns, on original thought, doubled up on a jab and caught Kinchen with both of them. His blows don't seem to be hurting Kinchen, though. I mean, as hard as Tommy can punch, nothing is happening to Kinchen. Certainly nothing to dissuade him from coming forth, trying to land that one lucky shot, that Christmas punch that he's been looking for. Sometimes you get spoiled, landing that one good shot. Ooh, there's a nice shot.
Overhand right by Kinchen.
There's a nice left. And look at Tommy holding on. When he's hurt, he holds on. Now comes Mills Lane again.
Last time that happened, he held on to Lane.
I thought they were going to be there all through up to Thanksgiving.
Well, Thanksgiving may come early for James Kinchen as he continues this.
Well, he's fighting no turkey tonight because that's Tommy Hearns up there, and if he can beat him, that is a huge feather in the cap of James Kinchen.
It just goes on and on.
Body shots, body shots. That's what's going to get Tommy. Body shots. Tommy's holding on, just holding on.
And smiling.
Trying to smile.
There's a heavy right by Kinchen, and Hearns may be in trouble here.
Body shots get him in trouble.
A minute remaining in round 8. Oh, what a right by Hearns! But Kinchen comes right back.
That was a little sucker move on the part of Tommy, but while he was laughing and acting like nothing, he took a huge amount of shots to the body. That's not good for Tommy. Tommy's trying real hard with that right hand. Something about James Kinchen can take that right hand. Why, I don't know, because it is a devastator.
Just an explosive right by Hearns, but Kinchen didn't flinch.
Didn't flinch, came back and kept punching.
There goes Kinchen again.
This Kinchen won't stop. He's got that determination.
Final seconds of the 8th round.
Tommy's got to be thinking, what do I have to do? Hooks, straight right hands, hooks to the body, and nothing's happening.
Left to the body by Hearns. Combination by Hearns, but glancing blows. And that's it for round 8. Terrific action towards the end.
Hard to judge again.
They're going berserk over in the Hearns corner. Emmanuel Stewart and Prentice Bird exhorting Hearns on.
With the amount of body shots and the amount of punches that he took in this corner, one wonders how you would judge it. Because all of these punches, that during which time Hearns was acting like nothing was happening, he comes back with a straight right hand and a good hook to the body. But how do you score that? He got hit like 20 punches. He came back with 2 good ones. You got to give it to Kinchen. And then the rest of the round was even. Back and forth they went. This is an extremely close fight. And if the popularity of the great champion and if the legend of Tommy Hearns influences the judges, then he's going to sneak by with something which is going to be highly questioned. But we're not through with this. We got a long way to go to round 12.
We are getting set for round 9. Here we go. Kinchen continues to talk to Thomas Hearns.
Well, if verbiage would have it, he wins an unanimous decision. Tommy has not said a word.
Thomas Hearns, a former NABF middleweight champion. Kinchen, the NABF Super Middleweight Champ. This is a 168-pound division. Kinchen at 166, Hearns 165.5 at the weigh-in this morning.
Round 9 of a fight that has seen Kinchen on the verge of stepping into big-time greatness by knocking out a legendary champion.
Former 4-time world champ.
And a fight that has seesawed back and forth. Hearns it fighting brilliantly in retreat, not being able to keep Kinchen off, not being able to inflict punishment, not discouraging him. Kinchen, for his part, waiting for that one shot, not landing as many shots, so from time to time, as Tommy is doing in retreat. When Tommy stops fighting and gets to the corner, then comes a shower of punches from Kinchen, which wins him the round.
We have the battle of the supporters in the crowd. Chance of Tommy and then chance of Heat.
Tommy Heat, that's a catchy number.
Tommy Hearns, who was knocked down back in the 4th by a right by James Kinchen.
Again, Kinchen with that money in the bank shot right under the heart of Hearns.
Hearns sticks and moves.
Hearns, for all of his trouble, is fighting a brilliant fight in retreat. You can't take anything away from him.
And Kinchen fighting a smart fight
And a patient fight.
Less than a minute remaining, round 9.
He's a man who feels that he's sitting on a knockout and it's going to come when it comes. He's not pressing.
Hearns spins Kinchen around.
And now it's Kinchen who for the first time has felt it. Kinchen for the first time buckled a little bit with that right hand shot.
Solid right by Hearns.
Low blow. Very low blow by Hearns.
Way below the belt.
And a hard one.
Mills Lane was situated behind Kinchen, so he didn't see it. Now Kinchen with Hearns on the ropes, approaching 10 seconds.
Best round for Hearns in a while. Much. Oh, another low blow. Another one.
That time Mills Lane right on top of it.
Oh, right at the bell. A punch by Hearns. It didn't hurt during the round, and it doesn't hurt after the bell. He seems to be immune from those right-hand shots of Tommy Hearns, and let me tell you, they have put many a warrior on his back. This guy can punch with a right hand. He's landing it right on the button, right where he wants it, with the strength he wants it. Kinchen shakes it off. He's phlegmatic, I'll say that. He is just determined to fight his fight.
You don't tell him nothing, Doc. I do.
There's a little dispute of command in the corner. Womble said to one of the guys, "You don't say nothing. I'm the one that talks to the fighter."
Take charge, Wes Womble.
Head moving from side to side, up and down. I want to see you moving in behind punches. I want to see that right hand. I want to see the left hook behind it. I want your punches to flow. Don't try for nothing. It'll come.
Those are very direct instructions from Womble. And here we go into round 10, scheduled for 12.
The fight teeter-tottering one point one way or another. Right now, quite unofficially, I have Kinchen ahead 85 to 84. But that's predicated on the fact that that round was a 10-7 round where he went down, the 4th where Hearns went down. The judges might not have given it that amply.
Kinchen fighting a very astute, patient fight. Hearns looking for that one explosive knockout punch.
And ironic that the very thing that's been the criticism of James Kinchen throughout his entire career has been his strength tonight. That's his patience, his willingness to stick to his game plan, to not get excited, to not go crazy. And he's done that. So far, it's worked for him, apparently. Quite unofficial, and we know that that's a very subjective thing. A fight like this can be very subjective, especially Tommy, as big a favorite as he is.
This a man who fought just 3 weeks ago. James Kinchen in the red. And he won the NABF Super Middleweight crown.
Well, he's more than earned his money tonight. How often a guy comes in that's a substitute, not expected to last long, and all of a sudden gives a guy that's been preparing life and death.
Bill again for Mahir.
What a shot by Tommy. 2 shots by Tommy. A hook and a right hand. Actually, it was was 3. It was a shot to the body, a hook to the head, and a right hand. And you can't draw him up on the board any better than that.
And Kinchen walks in talking to Hearns.
Caught him in mid-adjective.
That right by Kinchen, a glancing blow. There's another right by Kinchen that was blocked by Hearns.
Kinchen just won't be stopped. It keeps coming.
Relentless.
That is the word. Relentless. He just won't stop. Again with the talking.
Hearns doubling up, but again not phasing Kinchen.
Ooh, nice shot by... You know, you see these shots, water sprays from the head of Kinchen, and you think, my goodness, he's got to fold now. Nothing happens.
Right out of the Raging Bull movie.
Whoa. I mean, this is in excess of Rocky here. Tommy's eye is swelling up.
Yeah. And he's trying to measure Kinchen out.
He's trying to take his legs out from under him with body shots, which is exactly what Kinchen should have been doing all this time to Hearns.
Final seconds of the 10th round.
Now Hearns, the fight.
Big right there by Hearns that snuck in.
The fight is ebbing his way now because of the laziness on the part of Kinchen, not because of the destructive power. Somehow he's gone to sleep. And this is now a totally even fight.
And a show of good sportsmanship as they touch gloves before they head to their corners. Kinchen with a big smile. 2 real class acts.
Well, there's only 2 more rounds to go, and this fight is dead even on my card. If the judges are anywhere near it, it should be a very interesting last 2 rounds.
Right hand, right in the middle of the forehead. You'll take him out of there.
If it should happen, that Kinchen loses his fight because he can't get his energy going in the last 2 rounds, he will forever dream about the time that he had Tommy completely out and he was sandwiched with Mills Lane in between these 2 guys for a full... I'd like to know what that count was. It must have been 20, 30 seconds, wouldn't you say? It had to be a long time. It's a long time to give a fight.
Both spring to their feet at exactly the same time. They want more. Little smirk from Tommy Hearns. They touch gloves, and it's the 11th round, not the 12th.
I think Tommy figures he is winning this fight now. His last 2 rounds have been Tommy's. He's landing hard shots. He's not getting hit in return. He's not in trouble. He's back. Tommy Hearns is back.
I was able to hear Kinchen as he came close in on Hearns, and it was very simple from his mouth. Come on, Tommy.
Well, he won't have to exhort Tommy on because he's going to be there. He has to win these 2 to win the fight.
The right missing by Kinchen.
In spite of the end swell, Tommy's eyes are swelling up. They're becoming smaller and smaller, even though he has not received anywhere near the punishment that he has inflicted on Kinchen.
You know, we said at the outset that Kinchen has a great deal of respect for Hearns, and understandably so, because he's a legend coming into this fight. I think that Hearns has gained a lot of respect for James Kinchen tonight.
Well, you know, there's an old axiom in boxing. There are no easy fights until they're over. And this is one of those that proves it. This is not easy for either man, but certainly it's a shocker and a surprise for Tommy Hearns, who thought he was going to have easy pickings tonight and almost ended up being the meal himself.
As we continue along in round 11. Thomas Hearns in quest of an unprecedented 5th world title. Past the midway point of the 11th.
Kinchen holding even this round, but so far he is not punching with the energy that he had previous, nor is he overwhelming Tommy, so that the only edge he's got is ring generalship right now and the fact that he is the aggressor.
And fatigue setting in on both fighters. Less than a minute remaining, round 11.
Well, more than fatigue should be setting in on Kinchen, who has been pounded by straight right hands, hooks, and every kind of body shot that a man can take.
Kinchen slipping in Hearns' corner.
And Hearns was a gentleman and did not take advantage of that.
Notice that. A little wrestling tactic there. It has been a relatively clean fight, couple of low blows.
And a very quiet 11th round. When you think that the title is on the line here and Tommy's reputation is hanging by a thread, you would think that he would pick up the action. I guess he's saving it for the 12th. And I cannot imagine why Kinchen is not going after him, throwing everything he's got.
Unless he has run out of gas. Combination by Hearns to the head. And a smile from Kinchen. Oh, there was a right by Hearns, snapping Kinchen's head back. As the round comes to an end.
And yet, it was Tommy who went off on shaky legs back to his corner. Something sneaky happened in there. I didn't see it, but he got all wobbly at the end. He landed the leaping punch. There was a flurry, and he went back on steady legs. Hard rounds. This is to judge. I think at this point, this last round has got to be decisive for one man or the other. Whoever wins this last round, I think wins this fight.
Do you look for a war here in the final round?
If either man doesn't fight with everything he's got, then they're crazy. Whoever fights the hardest deserves the championship. Here's where the championship corner is. This is where the great champions fight, where the Sugar Ray Leonards suck it up from someplace and where the Muhammad Alis get it from someplace. Let's listen.
Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, from any seat in the house, this is a close one, and this is a great one. Let's show them how we feel.
And here we go, 12th and final round. They'll touch gloves. Tremendous respect for one another. They both have a few words, and here we go. It is so close. I mean, this round could decide it.
Definitely. I have it 104 to 104. Oh, Tommy just got hammered by 2 shots after landing a great punch on Kinchen. It just seems like whenever he lands something good, Kinchen comes back with something better.
Right to the face, too.
And the way you can tell what happens is watch the legs of Tommy Hearns and look and see if he grabs. If you see him grab the head of Kinchen, it's because he's hurt. His right eye is closing. Only the great corner work with the very cold end swell has kept it from closing shut. That'll be shut by morning. But now it's...
Oh, a heavy right by Hearns.
And 2 right...
Oh, another right by Hearns.
And back comes Kinchen with 2 shots. This is incredible.
What a fight.
No sooner does it look like it's the end of Kinchen than he comes back with 2 shots of his own.
Tommy Hearns with 2 blistering rights, snapping Kinchen back. And a right there by Kinchen. And now combination by Hearns. Just winging away. Now Kinchen with Hearns against the ropes. Goes to the body.
3, 4. See, these are all scoring punches. 4, 5, and Tommy leaning on the ropes. But those zinging, wonderful shots of, big miss by Hearns. That looks bad when he does that. When he lands those hard shots, those are point builders in a judge's mind. The fact that Kinchen comes back with 2 hard body shots of his own don't necessarily neutralize that kind of punch. Is the kind that gives you a point. Look. Now look.
And Kinchen comes back, though.
Now Kinchen hurts him.
1 minute remaining in the fight.
Kinchen hurt him again. So how do you score that? He got hit, but then Kinchen comes back and scores.
Would not want to be a judge.
Nope, this is going to be one which is going to be a dispute for a long time.
Tremendous finish to a most entertaining fight.
A new respect has got to be given to James Kinchen. He's shown everything. He slipped on nothing. Actually, there's nothing there. His legs are just doing numbers on him. He has nothing. His legs have been weak for so long now. He's going to need a long rest. Oh, great right hand. After Hearns lands a beautiful body shot, back comes Kinchen with a right hand retaliatory punch.
Heading for the bell. And it's all over. Tommy Hearns and James Kinchen embrace. Just a tremendous fight. Look at this scene. Wes Wombold embraces both Hearns and Kinchen. What a display.
I would not argue either way, but quite unofficially and with absolutely no prejudice, I feel Kinchen won the fight. And I just I would not argue if someone said no, Tommy did, because it was that close. But the ebb and flow of this fight showed that Kinchen could come back against anything and inflict damage on Tommy. Look at the face of Tommy.
That is not the same face we saw 5 months ago when he got knocked out right here on Showtime by Iran Barkley.
The end swell applied by Ralph Citro. That was a little late now. He can forget about that because that eye is going to close no matter what they do. Put an ice bag on it, do whatever they will. But the fact that the overall feeling of a fight, Steve, is when a man comes in, knocks the other guy down, and he's on the verge of knocking him out, and every round is razor sharp, and everything is close, then you got to give it to the guy who is carrying the fight, who is threatening it.
He's winking his left eye because that's all he's got left to wink. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the official scoring. Larry Rosadilla has the belt 114 to 114. Bill Graham scores it 115 to 112. Cindy Barton has it 114 to 112 for the winner, who is now the WBO Super Middleweight Champion of the world, the Hitman, Thomas Hearns!
Hearns did it. He has won an unprecedented 5th world title, and you hear the mixed reaction and a lot of booing from the crowd.
I don't think he won it as much as they gave it to him. I don't think he won it as much as they gave it to him. And what we said before, his name, his legend, his popularity got this fight for him. But I feel sorry for Kinchen. I thought Kinchen won. I can't argue with the decision one way or another. It was that close. The overall feeling is Kinchen, from out of nowhere, severely tested, almost knocked out the great Tommy Hearns, and deserved to win the bout.
Tommy Hearns surviving a 4th round knockdown to win this decision over James The Heat Kinchen. He is the new NABF Super Middleweight Champ and the WBO Super Middleweight Champ. The Fight Doctor is with Thomas Hearns.
Tommy, no question about it, one of your toughest fights.
I have to admit, this definitely was my toughest fight. I experienced some things that I don't normally experience in a fight. James took me through the test. He gave me one heck of a fight. I have to admit that.
Were you amazed that you hit him? Those right hands would have knocked out anybody I've ever seen you fight, and this guy kept coming back.
I didn't hit him with the full strength, because each time I hit James, it seemed like I hurt my right hand. So I kind of had to lay back and pace myself, just pace the right hands and shoot the right hand when I...
The most important thing that saved you, I thought, was the wrestling you did when you really got in trouble. You spent almost 45 seconds sandwiching with Mills Lane between you two guys.
Did I spend that much time?
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
And then you came back and did it for 20 more seconds when you got by.
So well, I needed to. He had me kind of dazed for a minute, and I had to hold on, trying to get myself together. And I knew once I was able to get myself together, I could start back in boxing and move around and keep him from hitting me.
Did thoughts of Iran Barkley dance in your head? Did you say, oh my goodness, here we go again?
No, I didn't ever think about the Iran Barkley fight. I stayed in complete confidence in the fight. I noticed that James hurt me one time, and I just basically had to take my time, pace myself, and try to get through the 12th round.
Congratulations once again, Emmanuel, Tommy, and back to Steve, Albert at ringside.
Thanks, Bertie. Part of